Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kim and I'm a reader and a knitter, and today is Vlogmas day 22. So each day for Vlogmas I am reading and reviewing a short story from the Hingston and Olsen advent calendar, as well as unwrapping a mini skein of yarn from Polka Crete's blanket calendar and updating you with my knitting progress. So let's get to the unveiling and find out what I will be reading and knitting today. So the title of today's story is called Boys by Anton Chekhov, and it's translated from the Russian by Constant Garnett. I love it when the translators are credited in the same page as the author. I think that's very important. Now, I haven't read anything by Anton Chekhov, but when I was a teenager, I think I read almost everything from the 18th century Russian literature except for this gentleman, because that's the kind of geek I was as a kid. So it'd be very interesting to read something from him. So he was born in 1860 and died in 1904. He was a Russian author, playwright, and physician. Boys was first published in the St. Petersburg Gazette in 1887. And Constant Garnett, who was born in 1861 and lived to 1946, translated dozens of volumes of 19th century Russian literature into English, including works by Anton Chekhov, Leo Tolstoy, and Ivan Turgenev, and Fyodor Dostoevsky. So this should be very interesting to get to it. And I think this is the second short story in the Advent calendar, which is more than 100 years old. So it's nice to have that huge range over 25 days. As for the Advent calendar, today it says "'Tis the Season," and it is wrapped in this lovely purple color, which is one of my favorite colors. I am knitting Stephen West's blanket from his Hibernating 4 collection, and absolutely loving putting all of the different colors from Polka Crete's calendar together. So this looks like it's a real bluey green, and it is called Forest. So how lovely are these two together? So I am going to get reading and knitting, and I'll report back to you with my progress. So this was a very lovely Christmas story. It takes place, as you would guess, in Russia, and largely on December 24th. It is told in the third person, and it starts off with the arrival of a school-age son coming home to his family for Christmas, and they haven't seen him in a very, very long time. And because it's a 100-year-old story, of course, he arrives in a sledge while it's snowing, which is very atmospheric. Now, he brings home a friend unannounced. And let me read to you from page 2 to point out to you how atmospheric this is. So the boys have just arrived home from a 2 or 3 day journey. It's unclear, but largely in the cold and the snow. And the family goes to have tea in the tea room. The winter sun, making its way through the snow and frozen tracery on the window panes, gleamed on the samovar and plunged its pure rays in the tea basin. The room was warm, and the boys felt as though the warmth and the frost were struggling together with a tingling sensation in their bodies. I love that. I just think it evokes such a nice winter Christmas image. Now, he has 3 younger sisters, and they are very, very startled by the newcomer and can't stop staring at him, even though this newcomer is not at all attractive. Now, as the two boys get settled in, the younger sisters notice a change in their brother's behavior. Instead of interacting with them and playing, he seems to be more focused on his friend. Now, California, which is an odd choice for a Russian story to reference, is brought up repeatedly through the boys' conversation. And the schoolmates seem to be planning a trip to California. Now, as the day goes on, the girls eavesdrop on the boys, and they learn that they are planning to run away to America to dig for gold. Now, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but there is lots of crying and extreme reactions by everyone in this story, to the point where it gets a little farcical, but it works well. And the title, which I can't talk to you about either, really, really ties in nicely to the end of the story. And I enjoyed it. It was a very fun read. Now, as for knitting, I thought I would show you in person as to where I am. So I'm almost finished with the second row. And I think I'm going to leave it at this length and then keep working on it going this way. So that's the second row. This is the first row. So I just have 2.5 more stripes, and this is the sour apple that I still keep loving. And then I'll start down on the third row, and at the top of the second row you start to see new colors, and the top of the third one you start to see new colors. So that's where I am with this lovely blanket. I can't wait to snuggle under it and have some reading time. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you're so inclined, please like and subscribe and comment below. Tell me where you're from. Let me know what you're liking in this channel or what you'd like to see more of. I've also included in the description box below a link to Patreon. If you're so inclined to put a tip in a tip jar, that would be great. And I hope that you join me for Vlogmas Day 23. We're almost at the holidays. So thanks again, and I will leave you with some of my favorite things from life on the lake. Bye.